This meeting is being recorded.
Hello guys, I'm Movie Master I'm Mobashir. So today I'm going to continue our chess video. From this was the last position. This pawn controls these two squares and this pawn controls these two squares. Well, now you're wondering what can we play next, right? Well, there are so many moves we can play, but I always use this one. Bishop to c4. If you ask why, I always have a trap, but it never works out. And even if it doesn't, I still win the game. So the trap is like if you play bishop to c4, and if the player doesn't know this trap and plays d6, which is the square, then this is where your plan is going to come in action. You play this, don't do anything, just move this knight. Remember the first rule, one of the rules, always develop your major pieces. Always develop every pieces and castle fast. But in this one, we're not going to castle because I think the game will end faster than we expect. So let's see. Now the opponent would play this bishop to g4, right? Well, sometimes he wouldn't, but for this trap he would. And you see, this piece is in danger because if we move this and capture this or go here, then he just captured this. And if you don't have the queen, like I said in last video, it is the most important piece in the whole game. Without that, no one would win. That's what people think.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. So, like I said, it should not capture this. And you will think if you just move this anywhere slightly in the smallest of details, he's just going to take the opportunity and capture this queen. And you should not capture it back. As I told you, once you move the king, you cannot castle, and castling is the most important. So I'm going to do the move which is very shocking. Yes, it is. Knight captures on e5. Yes. You might be thinking, the queen is free. Why can't we take it? Well, if he takes it, he's gone. Let's end the game. Okay. Bishop takes f7. Check. King to e7. Knight d5. Checkmate. But I know so many players out there would not play this. So, even if you play this, they will also play this. They'd even play pawn on d6, defending this, while also it develops this bishop. And development is also good. And let's develop another knight, shall we? On c3. Now this is one of a good position. And if you wanted, he could even play knight to e5. Knight to f5, which is this square. Yeah, it is knight to f6. Very good. Yeah, you see, this knight wants to capture this, but it is protected. And this knight wants to capture this pawn, but it's also protected. But in case if any of these pieces move, the other piece will get captured. So that's why we should always defend pieces and not always go for capturing. Okay? So
This meeting is
yeah,
being recorded.
and there are many options, but I told you we have to castle in the first uh, settings of the game, or else we will just lose immediately. So after you castle king side, yes, this is king side. The area here is called king side, and everything in this side is the queen side. And the opponent would also develop his bishop in this square, protecting this with the queen, the bishop, and the pawn. Looks like you're not going to capture this piece soon.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yeah. So we'll not go for this piece now, but we'll come after it for some time. Next, we should not play this one as it can just capture, and it won't capture. You know why? Because even if he captures it, he wastes a move and we just go for the queen, right? So he won't just capture it now unless he castles. So we will not play those moves as you don't want the opponent to win, right? Yeah. So let's also develop this pawn on d3 because this bishop develops and controls all of these squares. It controls d2, e3, f4, g5 and h6. Yes, it controls all of them. That's one good hot. That's one good line just for the bishop. Okay, so now it is time for the black's move. What would he play? Definitely not here, as the same mate would have happened. Let's see what would happen. Okay, he would capture this pawn, and he would just go here and try to get the queen. And if you think, oh, we can just capture with this queen, right? No, the knight is defending it, so we should not capture that piece. So let's see another move. What if the, what if the opponent plays bishop on d7? He develops the bishop and his queen, rook, and the king is ready to castle. And did I say you that if two pieces are joined together and form the same line, let's say this queen and this rook goes this line, right? It covers this whole rank, the queen and the rook. And let's say if this king and rook were not there, this is called a battery. So, what is a battery? When pieces are joined together and control the same squares at a time, those are called batteries. Understand it now? Good. So now it forms a battery, right? Yeah. So now we should not. Now it's our turn, and let's see what all the moves we can play. We can move knight on g5. We can move bishop on g5. We can play. We can even play knight here. Knight to d5. You know why? Even though he captures a knight, we just capture. And this is called trading. So let's capture it. Let's go for the trade. You would capture with the bishop because if you capture with the pawn, we won't be able to control this line. This, for example. So, capture with the bishop is the best option. Yeah. And the opponent would not play this move. You know why? Because we will not capture at the first place. We want him to do trade, and we will try to win the game. So as if he just plays bishop to g4. Let's not move the knight because it's pinned to the queen. So we move this pawn ahead. And if he captures the knight, we capture it with the queen. Let's see, our opponent doesn't watch my chess videos and plays knight to d4, which attacks the queen. Well, something bad is gonna happen to him. You know what? Queen captures on f7 is a checkmate. Not a checkmate exactly, but we are close at winning. So right now we can play bishop on g5, and this bishop cannot move as it is pinned to the queen in the king. Yeah, it is a really big force, and if the king moves here, we just capture this bishop. Give no option but for him to move here, right? Yeah, and the game might end soon. So let's see what all other moves can we play. You can capture this pawn, and he cannot capture this as well because we just capture it for free. And he will not play rook on g8 because if he captured, his only move would be here, and then we just capture, and it's checkmate. The game is over. Don't trust me? Let's see. Rook on g8, queen captures on g8, queen on e8, and queen captures on e8 is a checkmate. Yeah. So he would not play that. And instead he would play pawn on c5. Well, even though we can control this, here's one advantage, if you know what I mean. Now let's say we capture this a rook. He goes here, and our queen is in danger. But we also capture that for free. And if the opponent knows the one queen checkmate with the king, well, I think we lost because he just demolished every single piece and wins. But let's say that he doesn't know it and he's going too slow. He moves here, and we can't capture this now. Wait for it, please. Let's let's just give him a check, giving him three options. One, to capture the bishop. Two, to move on b5, and three, to move on a6. What would he do? I don't know. But let's see if he moves his king here. He would play we would play a move like c4, check to the king, and we go to e3, check, and gradually we would win the game. Yeah, so it's pretty losing for king is the black if he moves down. So what if he moves here? What would we do? Well, some bad things would come. He would deliver the black with check, and there are two options. To cover with the knight on b5 or cover with the queen on b5. Let's see if he did a smart move and covered with the knight. Well, what do you do now? We would put pressure on the pieces. like pawn on a4. Now the king can't go anywhere and the queen can't go anywhere as it's the only piece which can defend it. So what is it? So what is it gonna do? What is the king gonna do? We don't know. So let's say he tries to be smart and plays uh, pawn on b6, which is a good move because now he can move on a5. He got a free place. Well, now we just simply take this space away from him, and he can't capture this piece as it is pinned to the king. Now, what is he going to play? He would even, if he didn't know chess, he would play queen on c6, which is bad. You know why? First, he would capture it with the bishop. Check. And if he captures, he simply capture the queen. And if he moves down, check, he captures, and we give him checkmate. That's all for this video, and see you guys next time. Bye.